There, my mic should be working now. Welcome if you are joining me today. According to the stream chat, there's nobody here today, which is great. It's totally fine. I had some audio issues earlier, so let me know if you can't hear the background music. It should be playing softly in the background. Let me know if it's too loud. I'm actually going to pop that into the chat. And for interest's sake, I'm using a Base Rebels playlist today. The kind folks at Base Rebels actually reached out to me via Twitter this week and reminded me that I used to use their music a while back for my streams. Well, they didn't remind me. I just remembered that I used to use their music for my streams. So I've started using it again. But let me know if the music's too loud, too soft, and I'll tweak it. I sometimes get distracted by the background music. So hopefully it's not too loud and you can hear my voice. If it's too soft, let me know and I'll increase it up. I have a little volume control on my desktop so I can increase the sound of the music for you and decrease it for myself if we need to. So do let me know. I'm actually going to say too loud or too soft. Either way, we'll make some changes. So if anybody pops into the chat and sees that message, let me know. But otherwise, it seems that I'm the only one here today, so that's totally fine. Okay, so for today's stream, what are we going to do? I went looking for, a couple of weeks ago, I went looking for some ideas for the stream and decided that I want to try and see if I can help it fix a bug in something. And I'll do a little bit more of the actual coding. So it needs to be something that I'm fairly comfortable with. So something that uses PHP or JavaScript, ideally. And then my colleague Tom, who works in WooCommerce, suggested this issue. Essentially, products with a numeric slug cause a 404 when in a subcategory. So this is still an open issue. And it looks like it's something that might be a good one to work on. So that's going to be my focus for today. I'm going to check out the project, set up some test examples. The nice thing is this person has given us some steps to reproduce, which is great. So we can use those. So that's the plan for today. So I'm going to start by setting up my local environment. I'm going to use Studio today for the local site. We'll create a clean site for Studio. So let's create a clean Studio site and we'll just call it. That wasn't supposed to happen. I hit enter by mistake. Oh dear. Let's just delete that. Just add that as a site. Cool. And then let's check out the WooCommerce code. It looks like they have a mono repo for a whole bunch of things. So I might need to do some things. I might not easily be able to check out this repo. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Let's check out WooCommerce. I'm going to stick this in my development folder for now. Actually, I don't want to clone this one. I want to fork it first. Oh, I already have a fork of WooCommerce. All right. There we go. So let's get this synced. Okay, it's up to date. So now we can check out this version. Then I can create a patch later. That's going to take a while. I want to see if this is available in Homebrew. No. Okay. Looks like I can install this via Homebrew. All right. Let's do that. While that's doing its thing, I'm going to go off camera for a second, so bear with me. Okay. All right, that's been installed. So we should now be able to run this. Okay. And then this. And then this. While we're doing that, I want to take a look at that project folder. So let's see what the makeup of that is. Okay, so there's a plugins directory. Okay. There's the WooCommerce directory. It has the WooCommerce.php file. So theoretically, I should be able to sublink to this directory once I've run the build. So let's see here. This is a bold. Let's see this one. Plugins, WooCommerce. Okay. Browser source. Get started. You might need Docker. Okay, so we've done this. Oh, so you can clone the core repository into plugins using that. And then all of that, and then bold. Okay, so according to this, this should work. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I should have probably read the docs beforehand. Anyway, let's start that process over again. So let's go to Studio, demo, content plugins. All right, and then let's clone. Honestly, I feel like 90% of open source development is just setting up the local development environment. Probably could have just, there's a way to like skip all the history, just get the recent version of the code. Make this process a lot quicker. But anyway. I'm now at the halfway mark, so let's let it happen. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. Hmm. Those docs could certainly do with an update. Okay, so it looks like Composer install is not required. Let's go back to let's just PM build. See if that works. This is taking a long time. Okay. Now, what I don't understand is how this can be detected as a plugin in the local environment. Not sure I believe that. Let's see. Okay. Okay, this is not what I expected at all. So I'm gonna have to go back to hmm. Okay, so I need to use WP and V. All right, that's fine. It'd be nice if this was clearer somewhere. But okay, that's fine. We will do that. All right, let me stop this and remove this. And go back to where I was, which was development projects WooCommerce. So we'll go back to there. And I'm pretty sure we got as far here as can't remember how far we got. I think we ran that, and then we need to run that. Let's run this again. It's fine. That's going to take forever. Okay, let's run that again. I think that was already run. But if not, we'll do it now. Okay, and then let's bold. Let's see. There. So go in there, bold, and then start the environment. Okay, so let's do that. This is going to take forever again. I'm going to have to open Docker for this, which is not something I enjoy doing. But okay. It's going to be like half an hour setting up a local development environment and maybe an hour and a half of trying to fix the bug. Oh, this takes so long. There must be a way that I can build just for WooCommerce. I'm also wondering now if the fact that it's a mono repo is going to affect the AI agent's ability to investigate the code. Interesting. Okay, well that's done at least. Right, so now we're going to go into here. And then we're going to start the local development environment. Fortunately, I have WP and V and Docker installed, but if you don't, you'll need those as well. Which is why I don't like Docker. Anyway, lots of people use it. Not much I can do about it now. All right, so let's create a parent and subcategory, create a product with only numbers in the slug and put it in the subcategory. Set the product permalink structure to shop product category. Visit the product permalink. Okay. So this person has suggested a workaround. So we might be able to feed the agent this information. We will therefore need to create products with non-numeric slug and test those as well. So let's have a look. Okay, that seems to be working. So let's open up this. Close down that. Okay. I think this is just admin and password in WPNV. Yeah, okay. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, so we've got a WooCommerce store up and running. Good. So let's start with the AI agent. And let's switch to agent mode. Let's add the WooCommerce PHP file for context. And let's say explore the plugins WooCommerce directory in this project to understand code base. Let's say index now. Okay, so it's getting a feel for things. Okay, I see that code base indexing thing has disappeared, so I'm guessing that's happened. All right, so now let's create a test bed. So let's create a parent and a subcategory. So let's call our parent category like books. So we'll call them, say, paperback. And we'll leave all the rest as it is. And then we'll say fiction, and the word, and we'll categorize that under paperback. Okay, so we've got a fiction paperback category. Parents have create a product with only numbers in the slug. All right. So that should be easy enough to do. If we go product and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that should create a product with a slug. So we'll just say test product. I'll make it a virtual product. Give it a simple price, and we will just leave it like that. All right, so the product has a number in the slug. Then let's create another simple product and we'll just call it plain title. And it's also just $10. What have I done? Click the wrong button. There we go. And we'll just publish that. All right, so that's there. Now we need to set some permalinks. So product permalink structure to this. Okay. So let's go to permalinks. Here's product permalinks. Okay. So I think you can only do this if you set permalink structure here. So I'm going to go with post name. I'm going to go with custom base. Okay. And then let's test this. Okay, so plain title works, and so does that. Oh wait, I haven't specified it to the category. That might be why. Put it in the subcategory. I didn't do that. Okay, so let's quick edit this and put it in the fiction subcategory. And let's also put plain title in the fiction subcategory. And then let's test. Ah, okay. So we definitely have, I don't know why the doing cron is being appended to that, but we definitely have an error. So that's not finding the page. Okay. Now I want to see if anything gets logged to the debug log. So, oh, I can't. I can, but I can't. What I have to do now is I have to create. Okay, so now I have to create a custom config. I have to think that I can't just copy this. Right. And then I can specify config values. So I can do this. I don't know where this is going to send it to though. Probably not outputting anything there because the debug display was true. So don't think it's going to make much of a difference. Oh, log. Okay, so let's pop that there, and then I just want to make sure this is working. So let's just log something to the error log. Okay. All right. Now I need to start the environment. It's just been updated. Stupid thing. Okay. So let's just run this. Does it not persist the data? So painful. Okay, the data is still there. Permalink still set. Yeah, permalinks is still set. Okay. So let's view plain title. Plain title works. Let's view that. Page not found. Okay. Let's see if this is creating a debug log somewhere. I don't know where it's going to create it though. Let's see if Perplexity can help me figure that one out. Using the WP env local development environment, what value should be set to the WP debug log config setting to output the debug log file in the current plugin. Running inside a plugin directory. Okay, let's try that. I think that's how you do a custom config. I think I have one in the learn repository locally. I just want to check. There. Is it? Let's just copy this out. Just double check. Yeah, that's the same. Yeah. Okay, so that should work. Oh, debug true, display false, debug log. Okay, that's better. All right. Now I need to stop and start again. Well, I actually don't know if I have to. I've never tried to just run it. I assume I have to because it's a config. It's like a configuration file that I assume gets loaded when you start the environment. So maybe I don't. Maybe it'll just work. I need to update the Docker images again. We've just updated the Docker images. Why are you updating them again? I wonder why I don't like Docker. We've just done all of that. Just start. It's funny how that happens. Now they work. I don't understand that. Anyway, okay. There. Let's see if we have a debug log. Yes, we have a debug log. Okay. All right. So we've got some errors being logged. There's an admin deprecation. That's all fine. I'm not worried about that. That's great. Take this out. So there's no errors being logged. So it's not like a PHP error that's happening, causing this problem. So that's good. So now let's see if we can tell this to read the GitHub issue. Okay. Do not suggest any fixes. Very important to tell the AI agent this because it's just going to start suggesting things. Okay. Read the full contents of the following GitHub issue. Summarize the bug and the proposed fix. And you use the @ symbol to give it a link. And there we go. Let's see what happens. Let's index the code base. Index is going to take a while. All right. Based on the GitHub issue, when a WooCommerce product does that, it's placed in subcategory 404. That's that. That's that. That's that. Interpret numeric slug as pagination. There. Added that. However, they let it. Issue has been confirmed, but no official fix. Okay. Is the community... Okay, I can't ask it questions like that. Suggest a fix that would resolve this issue, but also not break regular pagination. Based on my WooCommerce database, here's a potential fix that will help us make those pagination correctly. The key is to modify the rewrite rules to explicitly differentiate between a product with a numeric slug and a paginated product page. Here is my proposed solution. Okay. First, add the specific rules for the mini select this rule. Okay. Okay. Prefixing them with product. Okay. Where is the right place in the WooCommerce code base to implement this change? Okay. Based on my exploration of the WooCommerce codebase, the best place to implement this fix would be in the includes WC core functions.php file. Okay. Includes WC core functions. Okay. Specifically by modifying the WP. That was cool. It just, when I clicked on that, it went there. That was cool. This function is responsible for handling WooCommerce rewrite rules and is hooked into the WordPress rewrite rules array filter. Here's how we should implement the fix. Okay. So I'm going to hide the Explorer. There. No. It's primary sidebar. There we go. Okay. So now I want to see what this is suggesting. So if I click apply, then it tries to apply. Okay. Don't see. Oh, wait. Oh, so it's adding it separately. Okay. That's not going to work. Because this is not... apply the changes to the current function so that I can see the differences. Ah, here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, so what is it suggesting? So it adds the numeric slug rule. Okay, so let's copy this out. I want to keep track of these changes. I'm going to stick this in a note. Okay, so I'm popping all of this in a note quickly. I'll keep that over there. So let's test this, the current products. And then we're going to have to test pagination as well. Okay, so that's all of that done. Okay, let's see if the products still work. Nope, that hasn't fixed things. Doesn't look like it. I wonder if I need to flush the permalinks. Let me flush the permalinks just in case. And then let me create a new, because it might need to add. Create a new product. 987 654 2. Does give me an idea for a fix though. I need to add it to that category. Okay. That worked. That seemed to work. That seems to work. Okay. I think that's a pretty good success so far. I do, however, need to figure out whether pagination will break. So I think the only way to do that is to create a bunch of products. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly install a plugin to create some products for me. Actually, let's go. Right. Let's go. Is there a WooCommerce WP CLI command to install a bunch of products within a specific subcategory? Install, create. I should have said create. Okay, get the ID of the subcategory, create a loop, and run. Okay. Now I've got to figure out how to run WPCLI and WPNV. I could have done Perplexity for that as well. Okay, so let's just create a new thread here. How to run a WP CLI command in WPNV. I think you just go WPNV something or other. Run CLI WP like that. So in the context of WooCommerce, it's probably going to have to be that blah blah blah. Okay, let's just make some notes here. So it's that. It's going to be that. And then we're going to need to that was right. Let's get the actually, there's an easier way to get the category ID. I can just go and get it. So the category ID is 17. And so this is the for loop. I'll just stick this all on one line. Okay. That should work. And then it'll be subcategory ID 17. And it'll be all of this. That should work. No. Let's see if we can just do it one at a time. And just give it products. And just change it and run it every time. Too many positional arguments. What? Okay, I'm just going to do it the plugin way because it's just easier. Good grief. Okay, so let's go this month. We'll go up to the 14th. Products. I don't have any parents. Comments I'm not worried about. Both I'm not worried about. Honestly, don't care about that. Categories. Product categories. Fiction. Edit them now. Let's say 10 for now. No idea how long this is going to take. Getting some products at least. Might need to do a bunch more. Let's generate another 20. Don't know when page. I think pagination will probably be after 20 items. So I might have to do this 3 times. Okay, 1 to 16 and 21 results. Pagination seems to still be working as well. So that's good. Okay. So we have a PR. Whether it works or not is a different story, but we have a PR. Okay. So let's just check something here. Undefine get page. That's fine. I'm sure that's a. Just check if it is. WordPress get page right. Yep, that is a WordPress function, so that's fine. EP pages. I feel like that's probably a constant that it hasn't picked up yet. I'm going to leave that as. I don't think EP pages was changed. If I look through this code, I think EP pages was already there. Yeah, EP pages was already there. So that's fine. Everything else looks okay. So I think we're good to go here. So let's create a pull request. Let's go back here and let's go and create a branch. So right. Git checkout PNMP lock YAML. Cool. Get checkout minus B. I actually want to check, do they? What? C fix, ET test, fix div, marketplace feature. You see our recent fix. Fix. Blah. Okay, so I'm going to go fix. Paste. And rewrite rules. Numeric product names. Okay. Okay. All right. Just want to see. Docs. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of sufficient review guidelines and stuff. Good. I don't see any obvious WordPress guideline issues. So I think it's fine. Okay. So let's commit this code. So let's get an idea. Actually, you know what? Generate a commit message for this fix. Generate a detailed. Okay. I'm also going to add this fix was suggested by Cursor AI, but manually tested by me. I mean, why not be open about it? Okay, good. Git push origin minus u fix blah blah blah. Okay. So now we can close some tabs because I've got way too many tabs open right now. That can stay there. That can close. Don't need that. Don't need all of that. Don't need all of that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay. So let's go and create this pull request. Here we go. Compare and pull request. Okay. All right. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, okay. Update the pull request description based on the changes made in the most recent commit. I'll review it before it makes those changes, but I want to see what it does. Okay. Let's apply it. Okay. Mm-hmm. We should add something about test here. Products visit at test. Was it 2? Can't remember. We can fix that. Okay, I think that's all good. I do like that. I just want to change one thing here. Visit the category page. I didn't visit the category page. Let's do that. Something I didn't do. Two 9 at the top. That seems to work. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Click on the page nation, link to test page nation, very much it. That could come out. Doesn't make sense. Okay. I like that. I like the fact that it's done all of that for me. That's pretty cool. Let's pop that in there. Let's give it a preview. I think I saw somebody mark those off. Let's just double check that. Oh, that's fine. Okay, no, it's fine. Okay, oh, there's my buddy. KSL. I can't remember his full name now. Vlad. I think it's Vlad. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit of a moment there. So that's all done. That's there. That's there. That closes that. Setup. Blah 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 blah. I wonder if I should add. Okay, I'm going to add something about this fix was suggested using cursor AI, but implemented and manually tested following the testing instructions by me. Please do review the PR and suggest any improvements to the code. Maybe by me. By me. Please do thoroughly. Okay. Oh. It's fine. I'll take that out. Okay. I think that's good. I look forward to hearing what the review process looks like. I have no idea if this is good or bad. I know nothing about the code base. So I'm hoping it works out. If it works out, it proves that you can fix smaller bugs using AI, or at least start a process. I'm expecting to get some feedback on this. I'm expecting somebody with more knowledge of this to give me feedback and make the fix. It'll be interesting to see how much gets changed. But I love the fact that it's taken me probably an hour to figure this out. It took me about half an hour to set up the local environment, probably an hour to give it the problem, find a solution. So let's see. If this would have taken me half a day, I've got more time to work on other bugs now. So that's kind of cool. All right, I'm going to create this pull request. I am going to leave it there. I'm going to see what happens. If you want to follow along, it's pull request 55741. So I'll link this up in the YouTube video if you're watching this on YouTube, if you want to see what conversation happened around there. I probably won't do a live stream around that conversation, but go and check it out. See what happens. Who knows? It could be interesting. I'm also going to ping my friend Tom, who shared this with me, and say, hey, it's done. So go check it out. Let me know. But cool. That was that. That's all I wanted to achieve today. I've achieved it, so I'm quite happy. So I'm going to call it a day for this live stream, and I will come back next week with something else. I don't know what yet. I will think of some new ideas. I will come up with some new things. But if you have ideas, if you have any suggestions, please send them to me. I'm happy to explore this world of AI coding together with you and see what works, what doesn't work, what's good, what's bad. Let's use it like a tool. Let's use it to keep the human element of our companies and our technical software development, but improve it and maximize it and increase productivity, increase efficiency, and give ourselves more time to spend with our families and our kids. Because that's how I'm looking at this. So that's it. I'm going to sign off now, and I hope you have a good rest of your Thursday and rest of your week. It's Friday today. Rest of your Friday and rest of your weekend. Thank you to Jogram. I hope this was interesting. And to anybody else who might have been here. If you're at WordCamp Asia, I hope you have a blast. And I'll see you all next week. Bye.